Um, so I saw this on somebody else's channel, so I thought I would do it. So basically, today I'm going to show you what's in my live show bin, and what I take to show, and also, like, records I keep before and after the show, and basically just what you need for a show. So let's get started. So here's my show bin. And it just has like 2 levels, and there's like pretty much nothing in there. So basically I like using a gel pen to fill out my tags, my name cards, everything like that. And let me see what's on top. So I have this big brush, and it is called a mop. And it's a size, I don't know what size it is, but it's just really soft. And basically, I just use this. I take this up to the show ring with me, and I use it to dust off my models. And I do it before, on the table too, before I take them up at my table. And yeah, so basically, that is what I take. I usually take, these are just extra ones. I usually take, this is a toe tag that you would put on the model before the show. But I also take extra ones for sale stuff that I have on my table. So I usually take a bunch of extra ones, and if I needed, if a horse was missing one or anything like that, and let me see, I usually take a pack of business cards, because for placing cards, usually we'll need that, and usually you need to cut them in half, because that's the size they require, like this size. So I have scissors for that. I have whiteout to white out. I don't usually like using whiteout, because it gets all like bumpy and stuff. So usually if I have to cover over a toe tag or anything else like that, I will use these stickers, label things, and so they're great. You can see I have one on this toe tag. No, I didn't cover it very well, but you can see that I have it over another name. So basically you just take one of those and you fold it like over, and it's great if you need to change the name or anything else on one of these, because you can just cover it. And I have the label thing. I use that to put my ribbons in if they fit. Let me see. I have sticky wax I don't do much performance, but I also sometimes use this for a really tippy model, and I stick it on its hooves. That's not the greatest thing to do, but I have tacky glue. Some of this stuff is left over from when I did performance. I don't do a lot of performance anymore, but if you do performance, you might need this stuff. I have a glue stick and pins. This was also for performance. I have some other smaller brushes that I think I'm actually going to use for my pasteling, because I don't really use these anymore. I just use the big one. And I have a comb in here left over from when I had an Arabian costume, and I would comb the tassels. So if you do show performance, like I said, you may need that stuff. Okay. Now here I have a notebook, which is just a regular notebook. And I keep, well, first what I do is I keep my placings in here. So like here I have the date of the show, and I have the show. And I'm not sure what that means. I have no idea. But, so basically I'll just write down each category. And I'll write down which horse got what in that category. And, basically I keep this, and if I'm selling a horse and I need to know what ribbons go with what, or if I didn't fill out a name card for some reason and can't remember what horse it went with, I can look back at this, and it's a lot easier for me. So I take this to the show with all the divisions already written in. I usually do that, when I'm packing. And then what I do is, after a horse places, I write it down in here right away, and then I have it on my record. And I have a list of the sale horses that I take to shows, and whether they sold or not, so I can take them off my model horse sales page. And I also have a list of breed cards and for a checklist of horses that I needed breed cards for. Not breed cards, but I call them breed cards, but they're actually placing cards. I wrote down breed cards, but placing cards. And I write down all the horses that I need for. And I also, if I find names in anywhere that I see that I would like to use for a horse to show, then I write that down. And there's just more placings. So yeah, I basically just keep my records in this book and I take them to shows. And I use these, which are like, they have little pockets, and I use them to put the breed card or the placing cards in, and they slip in there pretty nicely. And then I usually put one blank placing card on top, and I fill in on it what division it is, so I'm not having to sort through them. I can just pull them out, and I have them on the top there what division it's for, and it's a lot easier. And I usually take a blanket or something to put on the horse, like on the table, a fleece blanket. And then I have these, hold on, dish holders from IKEA, and they're stainless steel, and they're not very much, and you just have to put them together. I have, I think, 5 or 6 of these, and so I just put those out on the table, and I have little, I have fleece things for them, but they're too big. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take cheap gloves, and I'm going to cut out the fingers in them and put them on here so that they don't rub the horses. And so I basically just put those on the table in a line, and I put my horses on it. And it helps keep the domino effect from happening. I take a wallet for my money and whatever, because you will probably need some money to show whether you're buying horses or food. And then I take a for sale sign with my Instagram and my YouTube, which needs to be updated because that's my old YouTube, to put at the end of my table. I take my breed cards, which are laminated. As you always want to laminate your breed cards, because otherwise they will not be. They will get all wrinkled and all that stuff. So that's basically all I take to shows, except for the bins and stuff. And I usually have a big, like a tote that I put all this stuff in. And yeah. So I hope this was helpful. You can see what you might want to bring to shows and when I take the shows. So yeah. And I have some ideas for YouTube videos. So I'm going to probably post a lot of fun YouTube videos. Or interesting ideas. I don't know. Fun, interesting YouTube videos. Maybe some more tutorials. And because people said that they helped a lot. So look forward to those. And like, subscribe, comment, whatever. And thank you guys. Bye.